Good morning, students. So in today's class, let me first give you the home assignments that you got on 6th May. So it was the answer of your home assignment, and here I have listed the answers. And students, I have highlighted the verbs of incomplete predication with the yellow colors and the complements with the blue color here. Now after this, let me start a new topic, and the topic is verbs singular or plural. So in order to know the singular and plural verbs, first of all look at the two examples. The first example is the dog chases the cat. The second example, the dogs chase the cat. But students, you can see that both the sentences are same and their meanings are also same, but the verbs are different as well as the subject. In the first sentence, the subject is dog and the verb is chases, and the second sentence, the subject is dogs and the verb is chase. So it means that we can perceive from here that the verbs always depends on the subjects in a sentence. Therefore, it means that there is an agreement between the subject and the verb of a sentence. And upon these agreements, we can divide the verbs into singular and plural forms. Now, here I have listed out a few common agreements between a verb and a sentence. So the first condition is, if the subject in a sentence is singular, the verb should also be singular. And you can perceive the idea from the example that I have mentioned earlier in number 1, that here the dog chases the cat. Here the subject dog was singular, that's why the verb chases also becomes singular. Now the second condition is, if the subject in a sentence is plural, then the verb should also be plural. Again, go to the earlier example in number 2. When the subject dog becomes plural and become dogs, then the verbs also become plural and it become chase. So I can hope that you have understood the first two conditions. Now let me proceed to the next one. Now number 3, you always has a plural verb. It means that suppose you have the subject you in a sentence, that your verb has to be in plural form. Say for example, you are intelligent. Here the verb are is plural as the subject is you. Now the fourth condition, when we join two singular nouns or pronouns with and, they become plural and thereafter they take a plural verb. Say for example, Nisha and Vishal are siblings. So students, in the example itself you can see that Nisha is a singular noun or subject and Vishal is a singular noun or subject, but we have joined these two singular nouns with the conjunction and hereby these two singular pronouns have become plural two singular nouns have become plural nouns. That's why here we have used the plural verb, that is are. Now the next one, that is number 4, collective nouns take singular verbs. Say for example, the band plays very good music. So students, in the sentence the collective noun, that is the band. And I have already discussed about collective nouns, so I hope that you know what is it. So the collective noun here, the band, takes a singular noun, that is play, because whenever you can see that in a band consists of a few people, but when these few people comes together it forms a particular band, means the band is only one in number. That's why it is a single subject, or sorry, a single noun. That's why it has taken a single verb, that is plays. Now the next condition, number 5, is if a singular verb ends with s, the verb will be singular. Say for example, this news is the latest on Japan's earthquake. So students, here you can see that here the subject is news, and here at the word of the end of the word the s is there. That's why it has taken the singular verb, that is. So students, with it here comes the end of our discussion on singular and plural verbs, and I hope that you have understood the conditions that exist between the verbs and subject in order to be a singular or a plural. Now here are your home assignments for today's class. Please do it by yourself, and you can get the answers of these questions in tomorrow's class. Thank you.